Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I wanted to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. My name is Erskine Anavatarte. Yes, that's true. My name is actually Erskine Anavatarte. And I'm going to be your speaker this year at your retreat for Grace Baptist Church. Andrew Blondo and I, we go back several years. Families have been united, and really want to make a family emphasis that I think is important. We're going to talk about dating this year, and I know there's probably some people who are nervous about that. Don't be nervous, because we're going to take that from a family perspective and we're going to try to unpack it. So here's just basically a brief description of what you're going to get in this conference. This conference will develop and disciple students in the area of family ministry, as well as the church and accountability. In 3 sessions, the students will receive information concerning an overview of biblical relationships, a program that will allow them questions and answers in each session. We'll go back and we'll have some time to kind of review and kind of digest what it is we're looking at. And then there's a panel discussion that I want to put together for the final session. Bring in Andrew and maybe some others that are going to be able to add some breadth and perspective to the issue. The students as well as the parents should gain from this conference what is going to be a helpful guide for faithful relationships, along with instructive questions that they can discuss as a family and beyond. In session 1, we want to talk about the context of dating, because I think that we've sort of gotten off balance and very much off track with the context that we have here in America. And I want to talk about that in proportion to where we find ourselves in the Bible, and then maybe looking to the future with some of the questions that we would ask. And then in the second session, I want to talk about the content of dating. You know, questions like attraction and pursuit, physical challenges that are there. We're going to talk about sex, but as Andrew has noted, there's 3 purposes that we're going to talk about there. Not 18 purposes, not 4 purposes, not 2 purposes, but 3 purposes that God has uniquely biblically crafted in the sexual relationship in a marriage. So we're going to talk about that there. Not a lot of description there, so you don't have to be nervous about that. But that is going to be something that if your child has no understanding of that whatsoever, that might be at least a strange session for them to go to. So that's session number 2. We're going to talk about some of the preparation that one needs to make in order to even enter into this discussion. And then the third session, we're going to talk about the challenges of dating. We're going to talk about countercultural living. We're going to talk about reading the Bible. I want to present to you guys what is hopefully going to be a bibliography that will help you guys to read some more on these issues, because I would imagine that if you've never had a conference like this before, some of the reading and some of the things that I might say might be a little bit different than just people who give carte blanche permission to the American culture and the way that we do dating. So I really want to boil that down into some things that are resources that you guys can use. We're going to talk about the gift of singleness. There is a spot here where I want to talk about how God can uniquely give someone for that kind of ministry. And then we'll try to get a panel discussion together, talk about some miscellaneous concerns, and I think overall it'll be a benefit. So hopefully this video is going to be helpful for you guys to kind of discern and decide how you can plug people in to be of most value in terms of leadership around the students, and as well as what the expectations are. So Andrew will be happy to give you my contact information if there's specific questions that you'd like to ask. But I'm really excited to be with you guys in February and looking forward to a great time together. Thank you, and God bless.
There is no wrath that I will know, no wormwood and no gall. For though such wounds and grief I earned, my Savior bore.